games in it, right?
Yes, like 1,020. It's $5.
It's too many games. I'll probably just give them money. We're live, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you only need to install what you want is the thing. So it's I found the easiest way to give them money to just be to hit the button on the bundle.
Yeah. The thing is, it's like the Black Lives Matter bundle that was like last year.
Yep.
You were giving money to a good cause, but you were also buying a task, which was to comb through the 1,500 games trying to find the ones you care about.
But a task that I never have to perform.
Yeah.
Like,
I just give them money.
Like, okay, I mean, very well. Okay, so, I have learned some cursed information in the meantime, but I forgot what it was, so I think we're good. Oh wait, no, I remember the cursed information that I learned.
Return postage doesn't stack.
That's a big one. There's another one though.
Yeah. What's the other? We'll talk about it while I'm doing this.
Okay, yeah. You don't have to be afraid of picking up too many badges.
Yeah.
Because once you pick up the 201st, it'll give you the same interface that you get for like overfilling your item pool. It's just you get to pick from the 200 badges that you have for which one you wish to drop.
I'm glad I sold many of my badges because after we sold lots of badges, I sold even more of them.
Yeah, so that's smart. Like just clear them out. You're leaving money on the table.
So I should have like 80 spaces, I think.
And that's more than enough to kill anything that moves. Anything in particular that you're looking for from this spot here?
Hot dogs.
Okay, I have cursed information about hot dogs too.
Then I'll learn about that later. We don't want to spill all of our cursed info at once.
I really want you to have this one though, because it's going to save you time and trouble.
Is it that the hot dog vendor still sells hot dogs?
He still sells hot dogs. That isn't randomized. It says it in the manual.
I thought the manual said that it... What is that? Oh.
Chill out.
I'm going to do this. Speaking of manuals, I'm going to do this. Because I don't want to chill out.
Haha. Oh. Oh, the aspect ratio got weird. Hello, NoperQ.
Yeah, it goofed for a second. As I reset the console. We're going to read the manual.
Yep. I am here and chill. Chill? No, I'm not chill. I'm cheerful.
Cheerful.
Cheerful got squished to chill. I don't know how.
Okay, randomizers.
Right. Yeah, so we want pages 2 through 10.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that is not relevant to us.
Items spawn in the field, chest blocks. Like I've read most of this.
Okay. Number 5 there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 is the reason that you were getting so much shit in the Pit of 100 trials, by the way. Every individual coin that would spawn from an enemy became a badger item.
Coins from the overworld, only when the randomized... So
Which, I mean, ended up giving you way, way more money. But...
Items held by the audience. Standard items shops. The contact lens and Luigi books will still appear as normal. Shop rewards will be randomized to the debug badge. Hot dog spot in Glitzville will never be randomized into the debug. See, look! The following items will be randomized. Hot dog spot from Glitzville will never be randomized into the debug.
Oh, into the debug badge.
Or important items. So, hot dogs...
That's weird. I guess I just kept getting hot dogs from the dude. Whatever.
The following can be obtained. Crystal Sec, Crystal Star, Strange Sec, Crystal Stars map. We found all of those. Speed Feast has been changed from 5 to 3. The SP for Showstopper from 2 to 4. Obtaining a Shine Sprite will give you 3 instead of 1.
Yeah. That's another thing I wanted you to read and point out, because that's fake as hell.
That is fake.
You did go up to like the number 3 in the menu, but then the wizard stole 3 of them from you.
The wizard stole 3. I have to do this. So
like, unless he charges you 3 by default, but I don't remember that. Is that how it always worked?
He might in this one. I only remember Paper Mario. I want to randomize coins just to try to find more stars. No. Okay, leave it to you. Am I randomizing coins to find sprites or shine sprites, or am I just was I getting too much?
Okay. The question is, what are we doing today? Because if it's going after the glitz pit, I think you should have randomized coins off. If it's doing literally anything else, I think you should have them on.
We're going to do a few trebles, and then we're going to go to the glitz pit. So let's leave the coins off.
So that's I would leave them off. It doesn't make that much difference either way, to be honest, with what we're going to be doing. Like, you'll just, I don't know, you'll get stuff.
Wow, Luigi.
Man, why did I keep getting fucking hot dogs?
Notably, the manual could be wrong. It already has been.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Oh.
That is a spite pouch.
I thought it was a strange sack.
It was not the strange sack, I'm very sorry. Wait, didn't you get the strange sack?
I did, that's why I wanted to get it. I wanted to get 2 of them.
No, I'm pretty sure that strange sack counts as an important item like a crystal star, so...
I'll accept. I re-rolled that too many times, so we're done. Let's do trouble.
So, how did my double damage science go? Still ongoing. You can crank up double pain so high that 1 damage turns into 99. And in fact, because return postage returns half, you can get 99 out of your opponent as well, because it'll see the original number and take half of that.
Yes.
Both of these numbers are ceilinged at 99. Yep.
I need you to do a task for me.
Okay. What's that?
Okay, we need to know.
All right.
I think this is 10 coins.
Probably 10. Let's be reasonable.
I think this is 8.
I think it's 8 too. I don't really remember.
I think this is 3, or is it 15?
Yeah, Tasty Tonic is super cheap because you sell it for 1.
Okay. We had to think about it because we can't go check.
Right. Hey, what happens if you lie? Does he just not pay you?
I think he doesn't believe. I think he doesn't believe you. Credit card fraud. Yeah, let's go talk to Goomther.
Goomther. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it does keep track of numbers higher than 99. It's just like reported values have a ceiling. So I would have to do my own arithmetic to figure out what's actually going on, and I do believe it's possible to... No, I don't know if it's possible to get overflow. I did also discover that if an enemy's attack would deal 0 damage to you, return postage will still return 1.
What is that?
That is a PFD down, or a partner swap.
Yeah, so I don't need that.
The thing that like exchanges HP and FP, that's terrible.
You're Goomther, right? Larson the Bandit pulled some credit card fraud on me and took my dough. I want to rough him up, but the guy's too wise. Yeah.
This one will fess up if you grill him.
I think Larson...
He totally believes it and still says the prices are too low to compete with. That's great. This guy hanging out in the garbage house.
Perfect hideout spot for the garbage. I love garbage.
Nah, that can't be it.
Alright.
Goombella would tell us if it was Larson.
That guy wasn't there before, though.
That's kind of wild. Were you supposed to whack him with your hammer or something?
Let's try
Like
it.
rough him up?
Let's assault him.
Alright, bud, give up the goods.
He's invincible.
Okay. God has protected him, I understand.
It's like when you try to hang somebody, but their neck doesn't break. God protected them.
I mean,
I remember there being...
typically that's
panel.
because the person in question is so emaciated that they're like basically a skeleton or small child, and yeah.
There have been multiple
it's not
times where
pretty.
people have hid like tubes in their throat, though.
Wait, like in the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus? I thought that was made up.
That might be made up, but I'm going to believe it's real.
Okay.
And that's how faith is made.
Known historical document, the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. I understand.
Not in here. Although I remember hearing that story before that came out. Because I remember when that movie came out.
The story may
it makes
you
itself.
may just be touching on like some common threads, right?
Mm-hmm. Up,
Oh,
Larson.
no, hold up.
Yeah, we're gonna Bing it. We're gonna Bing tube throating.
I'm not typing those words into any search engine.
What? You don't trust me?
My trust in you is not at issue here.
Okay, Gunther, I talked to him. Okay, where'd he go?
Maybe now he went to the back alley? I don't actually remember any of these.
I don't remember many of these either. We may not even have to do them. We get to listen to the Roadport theme, which is quite good.
I like that it's more or less continuous as you move about. That's really smart.
What, the theme?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
imagine if it, like, started over again every time you exited a shop or something. It would just be obnoxious.
It'd be vile.
Is he hanging out in the nice part of town?
Do they allow bandits?
Oh, and we can check our lottery too. That'll be nice.
We can check our lottery.
Here's a badge. Or like 150 coins.
Here's a badge. You're going to throw it away eventually. Okay, he's probably in this part of town. I'm not ready to look it up yet.
Okay.
He didn't look back here after he ran.
I thought we did. We could talk to the snail guy and everything.
It was Thunder Rage.
Or was that before he ran?
That was before he ran, I think.
Huh. Well.
Is Thunder Rage good enough? Well, I can't get that anyways.
Nope. That's the one that only hits one target.
It can still stun them though. It's a good item. It's just not as good as the multi-hit one.
Wait, what's the house on the end?
This
I don't remember that
is I thought this was Bobbery's house.
Huh. Why would Bobbery need 2 beds?
Yeah, then this
That's
isn't
weird.
Bobbery's house then. Guess you need to Yoshi across to get...
Oh, he came
He came into the trouble
banking
house.
on him coming to the trouble center to give himself up.
That's Bobbery's house.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe you wanted to talk to the professor.
He didn't want to talk to the professor. Did he come back here? Do I just have to repeatedly... Okay, I have now resolved to look it up.
Oh wait,
Paper,
what if you
Mario,
go to the
Larson.
front of Rogueport? That's the one screen we haven't checked.
This one screen check. Pun on larceny.
I mean, we haven't been to the inn either, but like, what if he was trying to catch a boat out? Aha!
Yeah, he runs here.
Got your ass.
He runs here and then runs to the back alley as the trouble progresses. Thanks, thanks, Mario Wiki. And this is why we were only doing like 2 troubles a stream, because a lot of them go on like this.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of built that way, right?
Yeah.
Like, you only go to the Trouble Center because you want more content.
Now, kill him. He has no money, but he was willing to pay us. I guess that was Larson's 20 golds. Up, time to go to the glitch pit.
Yeah.
We've got a upgraded party member.
So another thing that I think I saw in the manual somewhere was that the door in the back of the West Rogueport shop
Yeah.
is always open, implying that there is a Moustafa-like quest that we just did not need to do.
Looks like a thing. But that's not a drain you go down into. We're not going over there. We're going here, though. Show your ticket.
Yeah. No train today, only blimp. I think it would be cute if the train was, like, constantly pulling up and like, carrying on.
I think the train should look like the train driver, the way that the blimp looks like the blimp attendant.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be smart.
No, not that one. There we go.
The blimp takes you to the glitz pit, that's all that's happening here. So, there it is, in the distance. Up in the sky for some reason.
Because it's fantastical. Castle in the sky. Who doesn't love that?
We're not here to be practical, we're here to be part of the magical paper world.
Yeah, magical imaginarium. It's a fantastical place. Magical floating heathen town in the sky where you gamble on blood sports.
It was someone's job to get all those balloons back. That would be pretty sad.
That's Mario's job. He doesn't do it.
Paper Mario, 1,000 Year Door 2, collecting all the goddamned balloons.
Can you believe it? Okay, let's see if the manual was lying or not about the hot dogs. Yeah, the Crystal Star. That's what we're doing here. Egg.
Oh, you have to hammer that one. I thought you needed the fancy jump to get it. But oh well.
You just
it's just one item.
No, you just hit the block. I don't even think it matters with what. I just use cubes because cubes is for hitting blocks. Okay, give me a hot dog, Mr. Pigman.
What? Does it just go in your inventory? What did we get?
We got a healthy salad and a maple super.
Oh, wow.
Or did we? Or is he just... Okay.
Did we get a badge?
1, 2, 3,
Do we
4,
not?
5,
Do we get to
6,
know what
7,
we
8,
get?
9, 10. So yeah, I've got 10. Okay, let's buy 2.
Yeah, we have...
I bought...
But that one was Jelly Ultra.
Yeah, I
so
bought...
at least one of the things that you got was a badge, I think. No, there's Chill Out.
No, but we didn't...
What the hell is going on?
No, that chill out doesn't exist. Because, I reset
Oh,
after
we
getting
didn't-
so he did give me.
Right?
So this is just 10 gold to randomly generate an item.
Oh my god. That's too good. Bring most of the things that you will generate from that will. That's just money making game.
Of
Okay?
all the ways to make money, that is certainly one of them.
I guess we were scammed on healthy salad, but more than it made up for by Jelly Ultra, which is kind of a baller of a meal.
What am I even? I have so much garbage. What am I? What
I
have I?
know. Like, you're never gonna need all this, right?
Yeah, sell stuff that's just worth a lot of money, even though the money itself is worthless.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to find that hot dog somehow. And these cake mixes are no longer useful because they just.
So why do you want hot dogs?
There's a trouble that needs 2 hot dogs.
I see. I remain unconvinced that we need to solve anyone's troubles, but
There's at least one I need to do.
I appreciate the quest itself.
I wonder who this is.
Gotcha, a juice bar.
Now, this is a Bean Man.
Yes.
Is he a Bean Man? I didn't think that Mario or Luigi was out when this game existed. Well, there's a Bean Man. And I didn't remember any Bean Men before Mario or Luigi Superstar Saga.
I mean, it's possible that they just had a bunch of character designs, right? And when they were working on Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, they're just like, okay, what do we got in the pool?
Bean
And someone
Men.
was like, yo,
Let's make a
Bean
society
Men.
of Bean Men.
Let's make a society of beans, and they love to tell jokes. And everything is going to be about, like, jokes and humor.
They do love jokes. And they love fabulous glittering. Is that?
You did it.
I did it. I had
It's going to
fun.
be relevant later.
I want a hot dog.
You too can be a hot dog. Why am I cursed to, like, find a whole bunch of hot dogs when I feel like I don't need them and, like, you're craving them?
It knows my desire for the hot dogs.
Mm.
It is going to.
Randomizers have long been known to contain desire sensors.
It's the Glitz Pit. It's Mr. Rockhawk. He's going to show us the crystal star that we know is a fake because we have it.
Just bonked him. Absolutely no style.
He must have the spike shield badge on.
I'm pretty sure you can get him from the front. That was like a frontal attack.
I would say do 1,000,000 push-ups and then come see Uncle Rockhawk.
Give you another world-class spanking. Don't threaten me with a good time, dude.
Stinky diapers. Now he's talking my language.
I don't even know how to laugh like that.
Well, you don't have a beak.
That's true. That's true.
It's got to be a crystal star.
Look at it sparkle. I do kind of wonder about... Well, okay. What I wonder about can wait for later.
Steel.
Steal that thing!
Why not? I want to steal though. I'm Waluigi. I'm the shadow of the Shadow Man. I'm a man that's a reflection of a reflection.
We are all Waluigi.
I'm just going where the level's taking me, and I don't even know. Yeah, this isn't the right place to go. I have to find Jolene.
No, you can just talk to one of the guys at the door.
Wow.
And now that you know that you want to become a star, he will let you in.
Now, what are these guys?
I think they're variations on the Pianta, but I don't really know. They're just sort of suits.
I think they're big versions of these guys.
Mr. You think they're big Mr. Mini?
They're big Mr. Mini. 'Cause look at them. It's the same color, same body form.
The tiny tufts of hair on the top become a full head of hair.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, there we go.
Ah. Good work. Or Mr. Medium. Mini Mr. Medium?
Or
Medium Mr. Medium?
just Mr.
They're Mr. Oh man. Or perhaps Mr.
Minor League. It's gonna be the last door I try. It's gonna be, this is the Major League. And then here's the fancy looking door. Okay.
Yeah, that's Grubba's office.
Now Grubba is of a known, he's a clubba. That's
Yeah.
what these are known as. You want to live the life of a champ, right? No.
He just ignores you and carries on. It's kind of great.
You get big. You need to become larger physically to hold more dreams within you. You have to become Wario. Why isn't Wario here? He would do great in the Glitz Pit. For one, he's immortal. It's something they don't talk about a lot. The fact that Wario can't be killed.
Hmm. Is that part of a curse, do you think?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
It's like that D&D character I've wanted to play, which is a wizard who can't die, but also is not allowed to learn from his mistakes. He can only learn via positive reinforcement. Negative reinforcement just doesn't work.
I see. I don't know that would be a good person to like get along with, right?
No, it would be quite bad, in fact.
Yeah.
That's what makes it
That's why I
fun.
kind of hesitate to recommend doing that.
No, I always play... See, I always play horrible little men that make situations more compelling by making them worse, you know?
Hmm. Well, it's all about finding the right group, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's
That's
like...
what I'll leave that at.
What's the wizard from Discworld
Rincewind.
called? Rincewind, yes.
You're going to ask me to say Rincewind.
He solves problems by turning them into disasters. That would not be what this wizard did. You would have to... The other party members would have to kind of guide him, you know? He wouldn't know any better.
Hmm.
He would repeatedly try to use Fireball on the fire demons, not noticing that it did not work. But if he used ice on them and that did well, he would notice that, and that would work. Also, he would die a lot, but he would not actually die from it.
Hmm. So getting back to the central question, one of the reasons that I think we don't see characters like Wario or Waluigi in Paper Mario games is that their stage presences are simply too large. They appear in sports games where, you know, everyone's sort of on equal footing. You can choose to be Bowser or Yoshi or whatever, and everyone drives a cart or picks up a tennis racket or something. But this game centers on Mario as some kind of legendary hero, which is very bizarre in the world that we know Mario in as the world's most average dude, right? You put him in any like fighter or kart racer or sport game, and he's always the person with the medium stats down the board.
He's the default
The uniform crab of a baseball player. However, the game, as we are playing it, chooses to revel in the fact of Mario being rather mundane and ordinary and mediocre in ways that we will get to see later.
Okay, here they come.
I always loved standing in front of the door.
Jolene insists that she does not date fighters. Yeah, Mario has been a boxing ref before. I also think Mario and Waluigi would be difficult to represent as paper characters as well. Because not only are they their stage presence too high, too large, they're too big.
That's kind of true.
Like Wario would be at least the size of Grubba here.
I think it could be done. It would be a creative exercise, and one that I am willing to take up, because I love making paper characters.
Okay.
I'm actually pretty decent at it. Because the tool that I use to draw things, Adobe Illustrator, is good at making little shapes. Nice hit.
They're total cowards! Okay, I have to appeal. I don't know if it counts if Goombilla does it.
It does not count if... He will specifically say your partner needs to appeal, or something like that.
Which,
not that it'll matter much, these are Goombas.
I'm going to use Quake Hammer on them and they're going to die from it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's got a power plus.
One. We're going to be over-leveled for a while. Because of our pit.
Yep. Time spent in the pit. And using trade-offs.
He's okay, I guess.
Which, by the way, I have found my favorite technique for doing trade-offs.
Yeah?
Is to have Mario equipped with triple dip. So he just like uses 3 of them in the same turn, and your partner does a move that kills everything.
Ooh.
So you just like one round, get it all out. It's really great.
They seem like very powerful items, the trade-offs.
Yeah. You kind of gotta know. But also, I kind of want to use it on a boss.
That would be one of the better places to use it. I
want to see what happens if I use it on a boss.
I was using them willy-nilly just because your inventory space is like use it or lose it.
So I think that star points, similar to other numbers in this game, are capped at 99. But we could find out.
We could find out. We might if we find a bunch, I might save them for Bonetail.
Ideally, we would be able to find them like in a shop, because you can just buy as many of an item as you want, and then in non-bad shops.
The KP Koopas. Avoid using your hammer.
So I think I did Art Attack to these guys, which is not a hammer attack.
It's not a hammer attack. Did you have AA hitboxes turned on?
I did not. I had to guess the hitboxes.
You had to guess the hitboxes?
Yep.
Randomizer makes a lot of things right.
I like it for enabling really ludicrous plans, which is, I kind of guess why the 1 hour challenge exists. Because Like, if you're allowed to spend as much time as you want, you can get literally anything.
Let's... So these are new monsters. They're KP Koopas. That's a KP Koopa.
Yep. KP. Conky Pong.
I changed my
Actually,
badges
that
and
sounds kind of gross.
I forgot how I changed my badges.
Hmm.
I'll have to look at them after the fight. I think I unstupefied them.
Do we have a bunch of all or nothings? No. Nice.
I think I might have taken the all or nothings off even.
Yeah, it can get pretty irritating when you're trying to farm stylishes for star points. Not star points, star power.
And you keep messing up.
And you have to, yeah, you have to press extra buttons to make that happen. Or you're going for big power bounces and they end before you get rebounded.
Can you just donate my winnings?
Please, I'm already preposterously wealthy.
Yeah, I'm just going to drop them on the ground when you hand them to me.
So I was talking to other people about this the other day, but I really, really love this chapter. It's... Okay. Oh yeah, we just turned that into regular power plus.
Yeah, I just put a power plus on each character. That's all I did. And I equipped some of these. Yeah, this chapter's good. It's also got extreme bangers.
Like, starting from the premise that an entire chapter is just 20 fights. Like...
I know you love fighting.
That sounds like a tough sell. But... if you frame it in this way, and then, you know, introduce our objective, there's the crystal star, we know exactly where it is. But rather than do, like, some lengthy dungeon, or, like, plumb ancient ruins, it's like, nah, it's just the champion's belts. So we gotta become the champion. And then, when you're introduced to the place, Grubba is like, this is the champ's room, it's the best. And then, Major Leagues, this is the nice room, it's clean, whatever. So you want to sign up, and after you sign the contract, then you get to see the minor league room. After he's already got you.
After he's got you. Plus, the intrigue that comes up is pretty fun.
Yeah.
I don't think
You've already had this title.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
I'm on autopilot.
You can see their hit points.
Because it's not going to matter. Actually, sure, we'll destroy them.
Ooh, do the Power Quake, or whatever it is. Earth Tremor.
Earth Tremor.
That'll show them.
Yeah, Earth Tremor. Press A with perfect timing. Actually, wait, shit, I need to... I want to intentionally fuck this up. Because I need to appeal.
Oh. I missed that. Yeah, so the first two tasks that you have are set, and then they're randomized from there.
We're just making a show of it. Actually, could use some of these. It would be my Thunder Rage, so no, I don't think so. We're just making it interesting.
Nice. Yeah, that did 3 damage. What the hell? Oh, I'm also going to ask you to look at the tattle log for something in a minute. Like, yeah, when available.
I will do so. After I cream these guys. Ah, fuck. I think that's gonna be 3 damage. Nope, just enough. Exactsies.
It's like 1 damage for every bar, right?
Yeah, and I thought I was on 3 because I don't count.
Oh. Hmm.
No, I don't want it. Alright, we'll look at
Think
the
of it
title.
like paying those 4 coins for the rank.
Yeah, you don't stay in there, bandit. Bandy Andy. I sure hope that guy doesn't get crushed under a box later. That'd be really sad. Okay. Catalog. Which I think is in journal.
Yeah, and I'm looking for Spiny. Yeah, Spiny.
Spine-covered member of the Koopa tribe with the extremely high defense. It cannot be damaged
Did
when
it
it
say
rolls into a
attack
ball.
3?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, my calculations are off. Something weird happened to me. That's all.
What happened to you? We're gonna be...
Well, one of those things had a P down D up badge. And when it hit me, when I had 160 plus double panes equipped, I took no damage, and it received 1 damage. So...
Yeah, how does...
I don't know why that happened.
Shouldn't P down D up and D down P up like be kind of like double pane return postage neutral? Because either they're going to take 1 more damage, and thus the less the damage they do.
Well, no, I mean, he should have dealt 2 damage to me, and then that got turned into
we're gonna take the skin off your bones.
480, which got ceilinged at 99. That's what should have happened. But instead, I took 0 damage, and he received 1. I just don't know what happened.
Appeal.
Wait, we have to appeal again?
Yep.
Okay, well, better take out the strong one.
Although...
Oh, heck.
Confused and dizzy.
Oh my god. Maybe we should just hang out for a while. Alright, well,
Well, I can't.
crush them.
If I try to defend, I might still get confused and then attack. That's how confused works.
I see.
So I may as well try to forward my battle plan.
We got a rock and hangover from that stuff.
Throw a bone at me. Okay, didn't even attack the right player. Okay. That was relatively painless.
Okay, made it out of that. This is part of why, like, the randomizer can just skunk you sometimes.
Yes.
In particular, if you get frozen, that's just 3 or 4 turns gone. And you just get pummeled in the meantime. So, like, yeah, I mean, you can have plans, you can get whatever badges you want. But if, like, a group of 4 clefts freezes you and then gets to have their way with you, it's like, okay, how much of this can you survive?
It's a brutal sport. This blood sport. Spike Storm. Want to avoid using any items. Real men don't need trinkets. He's gonna real men us. Can I stand on the spring? I can't walk through the spring.
Follow me, bub. All right, you heard Mr. Medium. Let's get out there.
The spring is it's innate. It's inert. The spring is inert.
Okay.
I had to know. No items. I think I've already tattled in these ones because we just looked at their thing.
Yeah. If you see their HP, then you've tattled them.
Oh, it's still Bloodsport. They have blood. Oh, he's got Hammerman. Oh, what's that going to do to him?
I have no idea. Wrecked.
I kind of want to let him act just to see what it would do, but I shouldn't. I should just kill them. That was a book, right? Shit, what was it called?
Hmm?
It was like a satirical novel.
Flatland.
Flatland, yes. That'll tell you all about the blood in a two-dimensional being's veins. I heard the hot dog's getting a new menu item. Let's go get the new menu hot dog.
I could go for a new menu hot dog. I presume that it's not made of meat.
It's impossible meat.
Mm.
The meat that is like lab-grown meat.
Hey, that's a power plus. You want another power plus?
First I want to get this egg. I think, how many power pluses do I have? It's more than like 2 is a little egregious, you know? They're so expensive. When we play all the clown music happens. Do I want another power
you have
plus?
4 of them. Okay, maybe...
If it's power plus P, I could use it.
I cannot tell from here if it is power plus P, so we should probably just pick it up.
It is not.
Okay.
Let's kill an egg.
I always found this part to be pretty obnoxious.
Does Coop work?
I don't think so. I think you have to, like, stand where it lands.
Let's talk to him first. Southern fried egg, dog of tastiness. Well, I've got eggs. You want an egg? I've got them.
Eggs. We have them. Yeah. There it goes.
Now the egg will
So
sleep.
this part's a little funky. You kind of have to be toward the rear of the plane platform.
Yep.
Which I always thought was weird and bad.
Oh, it's these are
Whatever.
We missed them the last time they were extant. The Powerpuff Girls.
Mm-hmm. The Traveling Sisters 3.
They were in Turtle Town.
Petalburg,
This one. There we go.
where they play Pedal Crash all day. Now available in Pedal Crash Online.
Eggy Weggy! Eat!
Let there be hot dogs.
Don't be tasteless. I'm trying to be tasteful, as in tasty, as in delicious egg.
We've taken the heel option every single time.
I'm
We said, "Guess
Waluigi!"
again, nerd."
Yeah. I wonder about you sometimes.
You know, it would actually be just supremely excellent if, like, Goombella's faith in you was a stat.
Then what you want to play is Disco Elysium, where you can make poor Kim Kitsuragi very, very disappointed in you if you... that his faith in you is a stat that is kept track of. I'll take an HP plus. Well, HP plus partner, not as useful, but maybe necessary.
I honestly think that is better than HP plus. Because we can get HP plus as a level up, but we cannot level up our partners into HP plus. And they can get quite tall.
I'm looking something
I
up.
presume that an event has occurred.
No, it's just me looking something up.
Ah, okay. I mean, this is an anodyne child's world where everything is, like, glitter and confetti, right? Like, nothing truly bad happens to any of these people. Contrasted with this, the entirety of Rogueport is real. So it's sort of a land of opposites.
Okay, we got the egg at 7:38. The handed overs. No hammer.
Okay.
Egg. Oh, is that new, or did I just fail to look at it when it was over there?
You failed to look at it. That's been there. And the egg stays behind. Incubating. In this cold, dingy room.
The Grim Death Burglars. I hate being burgled and I hate Grim Death, but I especially hate being burgled by Grim Death. Okay, I'm gonna kill the one with the flower first.
So we don't have the green ones on Tattle. Oh, crap.
We may never. Wait, did he not steal from me because
yeah.
Because I'm...
You're immobilized, so nothing can come out.
Wait. Oh, we're both immobilized. Okay. I thought it might... We're just getting the shit beat out of us.
Yes. This is the kind of thing that I said could happen.
That's a big bandit. Basically, a boss among ordinary bandits. Okay, well. Let's murder him.
Yeah, the defense there is pretty crucial. I mean, what would we do if we lost an item to this guy?
We would be very sad if it was a hot dog.
Oh my god. Imagine leaving the glitz pit minus on hot dogs.
Yeah, I think my hot dog is safely in the item storage, though.
Okay.
My hot dog is safe. Here's your fight money. I must drop it. Away she goes.
There's this growing pile of coins on the floor from where we just dropped them. Although the control for inflation in this game is that coins evaporate after a short time outside of a wallet.
The Mind Bogglers. We're going to appeal, okay?
We're constantly minting and constantly destroying coins.
Now, what was... Are the Mind Bogglers... Are they fuzzies?
Probably. Do you want to put Zap Tap on?
That would be what I would do.
Let's do it. Let's mess him up. Zap tap. Hell yes.
Oh, they're Boglywood enemies. Well, Zap Tap is still pretty good, and I don't need that many flower points. I like watching the Piter kind of slide.
Mm. That's another good question. I don't think that Zap Tap stacks. I don't actually know.
I don't know if you can get more than one.
Like, ordinarily you cannot, but, you know...
Zap Tap hasn't done anything. Remain's not doing anything.
Well, you know what? The FP Plus also hasn't done anything yet, so...
Yeah, true enough. Oh, wait.
Oop, and you got your full flower points back. Nice.
My FP is full.
Oh, did we have to appeal? We might have to fight these enemies again.
Oh no. I forgot. I thought this was not use a hammer fight.
That was the previous one. I did not pay attention to the condition at all. I was just talking about some other bullshit.
I also used a hammer, so I'm just dumb. Okay. I am being very dumb right now. I feel very brain hurty.
Hmm. All right. I will try to pay attention to the condition this time. I got your back.
No items. I promise.
In front of the door. Yes. I love it.
I promise to use no items.
Your rank only advances if you satisfy the battle condition. Otherwise, it stays the same, and if you lose, it goes down.
How am I going to defeat these enemies?
Yeah, okay. Don't use items. Confirmed. Look at this non-item. Don't ignore the map. That's not an item. Yes, it's 20 fights, asterisk. You can fight many more. If you really want. Or mess up conditions a couple times.
Okay, it's fine. It just has to attack Mario. If it attacks Mario, we win.
Zapped.
Yeah, the star was an item.
Yeah, I went into the pit with, like, no stars and ended with all of them. Just kept finding crystal stars.
That's
Pretty safe place for him, I guess. Kind of a dangerous and odious...
No items.
I got it. We'll just keep getting the no items thing.
I wonder what I'll do. Answer. Use Quake Hammer. Scraps! Makes me think of the Stairway to Heaven Scrubs thing from Mouth Dreams.
Let's see. Do you actually need the stars to beat this rainbow or just the event flags? I do not know.
I think it's the event flags.
It's probably just the event flags, because every time you get a star, you get the associated star power that comes along with it. But that's pretty much it. Okay. We did not use an item.
No items. We just used Quake Hammer. When do you get Quake Hammer?
I don't remember.
I think it's fairly early.
You can get it pretty early. I think it's in the Pianta parlor. If you just like gamble for Pianta points, you get a Quake Hammer.
Bomb squad.
Something like that.
Don't use
Bogley
special
Woods?
moves.
Is there one just hanging out in Bogley Woods?
I'd believe that.
That's kind of nice.
Bonk. It has been 10 minutes since we got Yoshi Egg. Okay, I need to not use special moves.
No moves that say special on the outside of them. Got it.
I have a plan. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
My plan is...
You know that Quake Hammer doesn't count as a special move, right?
I also know that Quake Hammer only does 3 damage, except when this happens.
Yep.
These things have 4 health, so I needed to get the extra damage out. And if I just Quake Hammer, they would all blow up on me and kill me.
That would probably be fine. Wait, they evaporated.
Yeah, because...
That didn't even show a damage number.
Yeah, when their wick is lit, they just explode to damage. I was going to use Zap Tap to deal the 4th damage first, and then use Quake Hammer to kill them all en masse. Which is what happened. Yeah, Cleftor does not like. Oh, here's our new boy. Sir Swoop. It's a bad name. Your name should be Swoopula.
This is another very charming part of this chapter.
Yeah,
you get to see someone new coming after you, and they get the same dialogue as you.
They get the same. Yeah, it's scripted. Swoopula should be a better name, right? And then Sir Swoop.
Yeah.
You should have like a helmet or something, or a sword if you're Sir Swoop.
I think they should have given him an ascot.
Well, that would be even
nice.
more vampire-like. That'd be even more
Still.
Swoopula. But yes, I agree. Avoid using any special moves. Is Quake Hammer a special move?
It is not.
Then why am I redoing the fight?
What? Wait, what? Could you hold on the message at the beginning of battle?
Yeah, we'll true that. Don't use special moves.
Don't use special moves. So if you go over to the star, that's special.
special. I'm just going to do this. That wasn't a special move at all.
I don't know what happened back there, but some combination of mismatching expectations and reading comprehension caused a kind of failure. Okay, it definitely went up that time, right?
Well, so I defended my rank at 11.
What?
The Armored Harriers. Okay, now here is the fight I have to run away from. Because I cannot win this fight.
Yes. I have yet to perform science on it, but I'm pretty sure it is a scripted thing.
Yeah, I think that... yeah, it is scripted. The star that bomb was holding was an Art Attack badge. Art Attack hit AA hitboxes is what it had. Because I have all the stars already. We're gonna run away. Correction, we're gonna tattle and then run away.
Yeah. So... yeah. I really don't like this fight.
You mean the
The,
fight
like,
that has
all or
one...
nothing nature. of it.
That
It's
has
like,
one answer?
Yes. And I mean, I get it, but still. Like, nothing gets around the armor that they have. Doing a perfect guard doesn't deal damage to them. Zap Tap doesn't deal damage to them. Any element. It's very frustrating. It harkens back to Final Fantasy XII and the various extremely hyper-specific things you would have to do to bosses to get them through phases.
Was that a thing in 12? I'd believe
Yeah,
it.
that was kind of a thing. Every different super boss had some kind of thing that you had to do to.
Oh yeah, they had like a
break their
gimmick.
phase.
Yeah, they had like
Yeah.
like one of them was you just have to win in under 5 minutes or you fucking die. Okay, we're on pace for.
There was like a chocobo that became immune to everything
Pink?
except
Come on, be
bio.
pink. Yes! I worked it out right. I got what I wanted.
Oh. Oh wow.
So
Neat.
us messing up wasted perfectly enough time to get the pink Yoshi.
That's so cool. Yeah, he's got a bit of a watermelon thing.
He's got a watermelon butt. Okay, let's name the Yoshi. What's a good name for a Yoshi, Kaz?
I always liked calling him Dupless because it's funny, but that's that can wait for later. A pink Yoshi.
Wait, hold on a second. I might have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm one name away. Or I'm one letter away from Sephiroth.
Can we just call him Pinky, but the first I is the exclamation point? Like the artist Pink?
I don't like pink that much, though.
Alas. Really? Okay.
I guess Moulin
That's
Rouge
for another
was fun.
time.
Let's let our music say me. Really, it's just Moulin Rouge.
Okay, then name him Bjork.
Ooh, Bjork. Or I could name.
I'm hung up on this.
I could name him Zyork.
Bjork.
Zyork.
I like that better.
Your name shall be Zyork.
No. Can you do the? Oh.
I'm using an Z, which makes the SZ sound.
You can do the O umlaut.
Well, that'd be like Zyork. Well, it depends on which one you would do.
Wait, does Bjork not have the? God, now I need to look up Bjork, which is always a joy to Bing. Yeah, she has the umlaut. I was correct. Are we no longer on Bjork?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay.
The
reason Mario talks is that everything that comes out of his mouth is incomprehensible like this. Classic.
I had enough.
Baseballer.
I had enough space for Rat Mason, but without a space, so I went with Sexton instead.
Aha, Ratmason.
Ratmason. Ratmason is somebody else. Yoshi's abilities. Ride Yoshi. You'll do it a lot. You'll move much faster, which is why you'll do it a lot. Get used to that boot noise.
It's also pretty irritating because you can't jump, so you have to get off him a lot, too.
Nah, I do this a lot. Yep.
And the floating is also weirdly tight in this game. I really wish they hadn't done that. But whatever.
So the next Shine Sprite we're getting is definitely going into Wearer. Let's take off Zap Tap and put on... Oh, these cost 6.
Yes. I told you they're better. Ah, you could put on Peekaboo and confuse me forever.
I could put on Peekaboo. Honestly, this is going to be pretty useful too. Just not in this area, which means I'll probably take it off. Or I have Power Smash on. I'm not going to use that. Let's find a twofer worth using. How about another one of these?
Mmm.
We're making Yoshi a glass cannon. It's not going to matter for this fight, but later fights it will matter. Yoshi really benefits from having extra power.
Mm-hmm.
These ultra hard bots just can't lose. Well, I forgot what I was supposed to do, but luckily the fight will tell me.
Alright.
Don't use items.
Don't use items.
Let me at him. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Mario's literally useless. Oh, it has a mistake. How nice.
That's a problem. Why did that happen?
It's fine.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
Okay, sure.
It was fine. Nothing happened.
I want to know more about how that particular flag works. What if I could break it?
I think the way it works is just nothing that isn't gulp does damage to them.
Yeah.
Yep, we're moving on up.
Like a specific flag just for gold.
And you're always going to have Yossi in this cutscene. You got old Sexton Weaver. Poor Sexton. He got partially ruined. But he partied back up a little bit, so he's feeling okay now. He's going to be able to hit the Mendoza line. A bonus.
Whoa, 30 coins.
Hot pink. Frills. Yeah, take a powder. Sadly, I can't be pink, but I have a pink Yoshi. Is that good enough? And they're showing you where your new quarters are.
I think on the brother cube, pink would be Uigi.
Uigi.
Yeah. Because I think Ario is orange.
You're going into some advanced territory. Studley guy coming through. Listen up,
he walks in
losers!
his rooms the same way that I do.
It's me. There's that guy in the background walking. He's just making little foot walking noises. Stop making fun of me! Yeah! Yeah, where's the real one? And we know the real one's here. I don't want to answer my email. Fine.
This is a forced email answer.
Anyways, goodbye, Yoshi. You will come back when it is necessary. I'm gonna place the creepy music to let you know that something is afoot. Next, the poker faces. No hammer. I should probably equip.
Spike shield?
Yeah, spike shield, because I cannot use hammer. Which costs 3. Leaves me again with...
That was Zap Tap. You just equipped Zap Tap.
It's just also 3 and also green.
You were close.
You know what, sure.
Yeah, I mean, the last badge point is rarely something that's relevant unless it's actively part of your plan already. Like if you mean to be doing hammer throws, or if you're in a danger build and all the danger badges cost 1.
Charge is good. Usually it's... I have
Yeah.
supercharge though, so I'm never really going to use it. I could have used Yasi for this as well.
The Merciless Executioner.
You're gonna be coleslaw, and that ain't good. I don't like coleslaw.
I love the kid-friendly smack talk in this, as I love all kid-friendly smack talk ever.
Oh, it's good.
It's such a treat.
Bristle.
Oh, here's another thing. You remember where we found these guys the first time? In Schwank Fortress?
Yes. That didn't do enough damage. Well, this will. Oh, it didn't.
Keep fishing for curses. There's also Super Guard.
Yep.
There we go. Just 3 more of those. That'll sort them out.
So will this.
Yes, it will. Yeah, so if you lose the quiz in Schwank Fortress, he unleashes clefts on you. Like, not bald clefts like you already fought. Regular ones. The ones that you won't see for, like, several more chapters.
Hope you have a power block. Tweening! Spike shield would have been good there too. We're gonna get a new email.
Spike shield will actually still be helpful for other fights in this chapter.
Hold on, I gotta take a shitter. Ah. Guess I'm holding it.
You know, not for any particular reason, but at least one of these times, you know, before just taking the next fight, you might want to hit a save block.
How would I do that?
I mean, we haven't done it in a while. That's all.
What if I accidentally close the emulator? Or my game crashes? I'll be sad.
Well,
that's what'll happen.
Yeah. What if lightning strikes a power pole that's going to your house?
Yeah, don't
What
attack.
if the dog has needs?
What if the dog has needs? So I think not attack for 3 turns. Don't attack in the
Or
first
attack
3
in the first 3 turns. Okay. Oh. Charge is a tactic. Alright.
Now I think, yeah, that's it. I can't tattle, I don't think.
Yeah, turn the first.
Does that count?
That's not an attack. No way. Alright, turn the second. This stacks. In my mind, there's nothing to indicate that it should, but... you know, whatever.
Turn number 3. I should just be guarding. Okay, turn 3. Bonk.
Blammo!
Oh, it lived. Remember when you asked me to save?
Yeah. That was just a second ago, really.
It's fine. I have a life shroom, so...
Yeah, you wouldn't have game overed, but you might have revived at 10 and taken 2 hits in 5 or 6. So...
Actually, if you lose, don't you just lose a rank? Or do you game over? I don't remember. I don't think I've ever lost.
Huh. I don't think I've ever lost either. I think it's possible to lose rank. I mean, we could save and find out.
We're not... This is an arena, not a fight to the death, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what arena usually means. Yeah, sleepy.
Yeah, so far all of the injuries have been sports training related.
And one guy might have gotten tortured.
Yes.
They can't show a lot of torture.
What's Jolene doing in the hallway over there? That's kind of wild.
She's establishing an alibi.
Her from a distance.
Hi, Jolene. With your auburn hair. What's inappropriate? I'm using the hallway.
How dare you use hallways?
I had to go talk to Mr.
You're not
Grubba.
hallway approved.
I wanted to go talk to Mr. Grubba and demand that he kill me or something. I don't know. I want to have a fight against a... I'm tired of these fights that have no mortal threat. I want to feel the danger, like a normal fight.
He says, equipped with danger badges only.
I want to feel the hatred.
Me when I put on 160 double pains.
The fear that lives inside me is beyond anything your soul can make.
I wonder what that was.
Spaghetti!
Tasty hot dog spaghetti. It's like when you put strands of spaghetti through little chunks of hot dog and then boil them together.
What is that? I think that's a close call.
What? I don't... Oh yeah, that's a danger badge with the little swirly. So it took me until like this playthrough to recognize just how much kind of weirdness is in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll use Goombella as my archetypical example. Though Super Hammer is cool.
High bonkability.
In the first scene where we meet Goombella, she's being accosted by strangers. And she gives Mario a little smooch when you make it out together. Not having defeated them, but having run away from them.
Yes.
And then later in the sewers, there are 3 Goombas who show up and
They catcall
her.
Yes.
And then if you talk to that disco dog, he also catcalls.
He's
yeah.
Well, he's
Bella.
French. He's French, Kaz.
Yeah, sure. That's some like Pepe Le Pew tier writing, which I am not about. It just keeps happening.
I know we have different
opinions. He gets hit on constantly. It's weird.
What do you say to Flurry? The pink spots on that head invade my very dreams. Who?
You mean Kooks? Oh, he's talking about Jolene. He's not talking about our party members.
Yeah.
Because she also hangs out in the...
Yes, there was the sexy bar lady who left her martini behind. I think...
Oh, who's definitely not Jolene. Sorry,
What is that?
Got ahead of myself.
That's
a cookie.
I've already got cookies. I don't need an extra cookie.
It's just... This kind of shit happens a lot in this game, and it just... I guess it's spread out over so long that it never really struck me as a theme, but man.
I don't mind it because none of it's that egregious, and it does make it feel... What's the right way to put this? It's a double dip or triple dip?
That, sir, is a double pain.
Oh.
Which I encourage you to take.
Sure. There was this article I read a while ago.
Oh, it is a double dip. I'm wrong.
That was talking about how actors and stuff in movies now all have to be extremely hot, and yet the movies they're in are extremely sexless. Like, the sexiness in a movie is like Chris Hemsworth takes his shirt off, and it compares that to like movies.
That's your typical like new Star Wars movie, right?
Yeah, and then compare that to like, they talk about a scene from The Poltergeist where the dad and the mom are like flirting in the bedroom, and they're clearly about to fuck, but they're just people. It's like movies are like media is very sexless these days. It's like, so Paper Mario of all things isn't completely sexless.
Yeah, there's some flirtatiousness in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that, but it being like literally the only interaction that anyone has with this character is fucking weird.
Yeah, you don't want like catcalling shit. That's not as cool.
Alright, and with the exact combination of abilities that we have... Yep, that's why I don't like these. With the exact combination of abilities that we have just obtained, we can break into this back room that has a broken computer in it and get some dubious paper.
I'll note the computer isn't broken, it's the monitor, Kaz. I thought as a tech-savvy individual you would know that.
I was using context clues to induce an outcome. I was using my reasoning skills. You leave me alone. They still work, goddammit.
Are we forbidden? I mean, that's one the wall I bashed down. It was a block. And you know that because you gave me the hammer, Jolene.
Yeah, I have a feeling that no one is getting out of the minor leagues anytime soon.
I'm gonna kill them repeatedly. It's my must.
Well, what with the like Iron Adonis twins or whatever?
Okay, how's my? I'm cool. Okay, who are we fighting? The
tiny spinies.
No attacks. When we do that...
Is this the time for Zap Tap?
Ew. I don't want to win before the 3 turns are over.
Oh, that's true. Maybe
But
it's not time for Zap Tap then.
I can try.
It's only 1 damage.
It's only 1 damage. I could use slow go. There's like slurping noises in the spooky music. Now, are these actually going to be spinies or are they going to be spike tops? They're spike tops. They're not spinies. The thorny demons, the tiny spinies.
So the first gate is the Iron Adonis twins themselves. Like, because you need Yoshi for them, you need to have done the Yoshi things. And I think that's going to happen again. I just forget how.
Yeah, so if you defend with Coops... you'll not take damage.
Oh wow, they don't get zap tapped.
They don't get zap tapped.
Wild.
That's our red spike top. The most well protected of the buzzy beetle species. Defense is a whopping 5. Fire and explosions don't hurt it. Well, they loved that. Oh, they're dead. How much are they going to take from this? Six.
Ah, good. Killing them softly with Quake Hammer.
Oh! The revenge match. Great stink quad.
Prepare for pain.
They got a jelly shroom this time. I wonder what we will do. Get him, Sexton!
Yeah, going from another piece of the visual design of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, the Adonis twins here have red and green shoes. And one of the things that happened again and again and again in that game was pairs of people who are described as brothers, and one of them is red and one green. As if this is simply an archetypical thing that happens in this world.
This is how you know that Luigi and Wario are not brothers. They're just two weirdos who found each other. That's actual. That's in the canon, actual. They're not brothers. Oh, I actually got paid that time.
Yeah, you had purchased a hot dog.
I bought a hot dog.
That was spaghetti.
It was spaghetti. I could have eaten that spaghetti. I will reserve a match. What's it going to be? The Fuzz.
The Fuzz. Okay, this time.
I don't want you to let your enemy damage you 5 times.
Oh, we don't want Zap Tap then.
I'm just gonna do this. Alright, time to fight. Against Fuzzies. We're gonna get an island Fuzzy, do you think?
Not a flower fuzzy.
Yeah.
Oh, one each.
Jungle Fuzzy. The Fuzz. York. We'll suck up your souls! I haven't seen Army of Darkness in a while. That's a good movie. Only that one, she says, I'll swallow your souls! Is what she says. Alright, so anyways, a defend. The Green Fuzzy, they're from Keel Hall Key. They do stuff.
That's one. That's a little obnoxious. So I don't know if that counts.
I don't know if that counts either. I'm going to...
So say one or two.
I'm going to say one. Yeah, there you go. So I'm not going to block this one. Okay, that's 3.
That's definitely 3.
Four.
Oh dear.
There we go. That's 5.
Alright. Time to obliterate them.
But how?
I have to do something that deals 6 damage. I like a special here. That would do it. You want to press the A button a bunch?
I like pressing A. I'm pretty good at it. I'm not as good as you, but I'm okay at it.
I've come to mislike my own power.
Yeah, I know you don't like mashing, but don't sell yourself short.
And I shall sell myself tall, as often as my want.
Nice. I can never sell myself tall, sadly. Really, all I can do is sell myself short.
But I'm Tish. But no, like more seriously, I have grown to dislike self-deprecating humor, especially coming from me, and I think self-aggrandizing humor is far more my speed and far more hilarious. Also, a piece of cake. Ah, yes.
What badge is that?
That is all or nothing.
I mean, all or nothing is pretty good. Do I want to point? Well, I've already got enough. Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to take either cake.
Well, maybe I'll re-roll the cake. So the first cake is okay, and it's the second one that's poison, right?
Yeah, the second one messes you up.
He ate it. You idiot.
Dude, you ate a badge.
You ate
Don't
it.
do that.
The Magic Koopa Masters. Well, that's... I'll tattle on them later.
Yeah, no partner attack.
Probably means I want Koops.
Just for the defense?
Yeah. Also, I don't give a shit about Koops. He's not good.
Yeah. He can get flipped like any shell haver. That's pretty bad.
I'll try not to get in your way, Mario. Hang on. Self-deprecating humor, not so fun. But I like self-filthiating humor, where I infilth myself. Which is different.
Yeah, there's always room for a good I swallow sludge to transform myself.
I'm gonna try spin jumping. I thought that'd be enough.
Yeah, I think they have 7 exactly. Yowza. I'm gonna presume that's defense piercing.
Yeah. I think the green Koopa is the bad one.
Oh, well, we should know by their names, right? Like one of them is just called like Medi Koopa or something.
No, they're
Or
called.
is that other paper? Dang.
Guys, look, they're called White Magic Koopa.
White Magic. Okay.
Goodbye, nice.
See, we have all this time to build back our star power.
Oh. Bowser!
Hell yes.
And Grubba just lets this happen. Oh no, he's gonna take all the crystal stars from me! I'll moidalize ya!
Dang, that could be pretty bad.
He's got hot sauce!
And I have witnesses. All Goombas.
They love it. Just tattle on Bowser. That's Bowser! Various.
We're not going to tell you where he shows up.
He's got a poisonous bite, so watch out. What should I do? No, I don't think that he's spiky. Oh man, that was weird. The timing on that was so weird feeling.
Hmm.
Okay, it got capped. Okay, way less threatening than he is when he's got the Star Rod.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yeah!
Hey!
I want to get a level from this. Like almost
26.
Yeah. They still call it a curse.
I love that they call everything curses. It's part of the charm. It's what I would have done, you know?
One moment.
King of the Koopas has been defeated, but the hot sauce remains. I would presume that that particular kind of hot sauce is based on Tabasco. The label bears a similarity to
Yes.
Tabasco sauce labels.
I like Tabasco.
I can take it or leave it. I like a little bit of it in pizza sauce. A little bit of that heat.
I use it in cooking a lot. It's very easy to make a good dipping sauce out of it with the good old power of mayonnaise.
Cholula's good. It's a little thicker, so I'd want it in different stuff.
Because we leveled up, we don't even have to do anything. We just have to fight right away. Hamma Bamma and Flare. No jump. Whatever shall I do?
As far as other spicy sauces, I can recommend gochujang.
Gochujang.
It's got a little sweetness to it, and it's quite thick. It's really good, though.
Grandpappy's hammer comes to strike you down.
Wait, did that other one have a knife? It looked like he just has an... Oh, it's a boomerang.
It's a boomerang.
Wait! Now it has a W emblem, so his color's all weird. Oh, no, it isn't. Never mind.
Yeah, he's just a fire bro.
Hmm.
He hence the name. How do you carry endless hammers? Too early.
Dang.
I'm trying to super guard them because I'm a cool boy, but it's not working.
I would love it if it turned into a fire bro. That would be incredibly cool. Oop. Got the fog machine on.
It makes it really hard to time it, but it made them miss. So I'm going to do attacks that can't miss. I ignored the part that said if when their health is low, they get scary because by putting them all to low health immediately. Oh, it can miss, in fact.
Yes. I think the only thing that can't miss in smoke is things that dispel it, like explosions.
My hammer missed. The earthquake missed. The mistquake.
Yes.
Fight money. I wonder why she has to do all the payroll. Really need to get a curry, like somebody else to do the payroll, right? Jolene's, she's just like the boss's secretary. She's probably too busy for that shit.
Hmm. Yeah, I really don't know what the management structure of the Glitz Pit looks like, apart from what we are directly told and shown. I think we're just left to come to our own conclusions from there. Ah. You've cracked the code.
You're not wearing your fake thing today? Uncle Rockhawk's got some advice.
You're gonna enter a world of hurt. What do you know of it? I have 160 double pains equipped. What do you know of pain? I will show you.
My body is a roadmap of pain. What was that movie? It was Jeffrey Combs said that. He was like a Nazi. It's about like ghosts. The guy was friend with ghosts, and there was a bad serial killer ghost. Frighteners. That's what it was.
I will take your word for it. I don't think I've seen that one. Much as I love Jeffrey Combs in anything, whatever.
Jeffrey Combs has been in many, many, many movies, and The Frighteners is certainly one of them.
No, all of my preferred roles for watching Jeffrey Combs do things are in episodes of Star Trek. So.
He's managed to act opposite of himself in Star Trek before. You cannot open doors while on Yoshi. That would be vulgar.
Well, you gotta keep your grip.
I mean, Yoshi's got hands.
Huh.
You just saw The Frighteners 2 days ago? How did The Frighteners hold up? What did you think of The Frighteners?
Science mix?
Oh ho! You husky mustached hunk. And now the soundtrack's gonna go fucking nuts. I didn't know you hung out with crooks, and you look like one. We're judgy. What a judgy little shit. I'm the best mouse burglar of all time. I'm silent. Okay, you're a mouse burglar, so if somebody was monkeying in here, that means they were a monkey burglar?
Would a monkey burglar be like an alternate universe name for cat burglar? Like in Night Vale or something?
Ooh. Or it sounds like something that would be like a Chinese or Japanese saying. They think of monkeys that way. Yes, a ghost cowboy fucks a mummy in The Frighteners.
Huh.
I didn't read the email that I got. Will it be in my journal?
I think you're gonna have to blow on something in here.
I remember that being the case, but I didn't know if it was in here or if it was elsewhere. Yeah, but it's here. And what's there to process? There's a cowboy ghost. They go to a museum exhibit. There's a mummy. He says that the mummy is quite attractive. And then he goes into the sarcophagus. And because he's a ghost, you don't see it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, nothing to unpack there under any film theory at all. So, I'm being a little facetious. Like, queer theory would have a field day with that shit.
Like the ghost? The mummy?
The whole scene, mate. It's a movie, right? Like,
it is a movie, yeah. But, now we can look. Behold. Oh, they do... Oh, queer theory, nothing. They do say it's a lady mummy.
That doesn't... That's not what... Okay, I'm backing off. I'm not having the film criticism discussion right now. I am not.
Well, I don't...
You're asking me to... Okay.
No, you
no,
said...
I said it. I just said it.
You said queer theory.
Yes, which is a kind of film theory that interrogates like roles of attraction in film and how they've like it's a framework, a lens through which you evaluate films, and there's a whole lot that you could get out of a scene as simply described as that, even if none of the characters in it are either queer or queer coded, because that was a rule for so long under the Hays Code. You could not, like literally could not have queers in it, which is also part of queer theory.
Yes, yeah. Fighters sure have been going missing a lot lately.
So I don't like anti-intellectualism as a positive joke when it's... I know that in your case it is a mere affectation of ignorance.
No, this is not an affectation of ignorance. It was, I didn't know exactly what you were referencing or how it connected to the film.
I thought that was just sort of a well-known thing.
I do know what, like, now that you've said what you mean, I know what you mean. I still exactly don't know how it fits to the... I'm willing to just drop it because I don't understand what you were going for.
We'll re-examine that one later. You know what? I'll go find up someone else who... There's probably some YouTube video.
Yeah.
I'll just type like queer theory the Frighteners and there'll be like 100 of them.
Run along now, you hear? But
which is something I am willing to bing.
Anti-intellectualism is humor. Do I do that? I know.
Not exactly.
I know.
Your flavor of it is the same flavor as that guy, John Hodgman.
Oh yes. Well,
which is a
that's the opposite of anti-intellectualism humor, though. That's like
well, no, it's exploitation of audience ignorance.
yes,
The exploitation of ignorance is, it's within the same, it's along the same
yeah,
axis, right?
I do that a lot. I do that
Yeah,
a lot. But that's
that's your particular flavor of it,
belch.
Bill.
Willy-nilly. Just a little burping beetle. Here I think someone there's a peeping. A burping beetle. But yes, I do. I make use of my immense and completely worthless field of trivia to make obscure jokes on the premise that you either think I'm saying something stupid or you know the weird thing I'm saying and thus are in on the joke. And that's what we did. And I don't think we can do anything else because we don't have it. We don't have the key. Right?
Yeah, I think you can get you can also blow those crates in the other corner, and
Let's find out.
yeah, and you get that, whatever it is.
What's a fire pop?
It's a cake. Oh yeah, the floor candy left in this locked, abandoned room for who knows how long.
Quick
Ooh,
change.
quick change.
I already have it.
I mean, that one would at least be worth a lot to sell because it is pricey.
Charge partner. Ink sauce. Spaghetti.
Yes, more spaghetti. With the little green bits.
Fire pop again.
What do you think the green bits in the spaghetti are supposed to be?
Oregano. L.
Okay, I thought I would get a little more out of that conversation, but it's just oregano. You heard it here.
We need those.
Okay.
I
Not
can't
a hot dog, but
it's a courage shell. I can't believe that my stupid re-rolling has worked. Okay,
I mean, it's bound to work eventually. I was going back and forth between shops for like 2 hours looking for double pane before deciding, it probably is like, it's put it out of the pool because I already have so many of them. And then when I start up the game again, the first shop it just has double pane there.
When before you take 20 HP of damage. Nobody wants to win, somebody barely win.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
I don't know if I have or not.
I think the last time that I ever did this, I did not have that much HP at all.
That would make sense.
And so that one was just removed from the pool.
That would make sense. What's this guy?
Dark Gus.
The Dark Gatekeeper. Crawdaddy. I love that hell talking. Ah.
Oh, win before taking 20 HP of damage. That's different.
Oh, you thought it was take 20 damage? 6 attack. Okay.
Yeah, we better get into business. The Power Plus will help with that.
I kind of meant to swap to Coops, but I really think there's a third stylish there.
There is not. Not on the regular hammer, anyway. Yo, nice. Yeah, you have to do like power hammer, and then you can do a bunch of backflips.
that was easy. If I just no-sell all of his attacks.
Hmm? Is it time for
Yep, time
troublesome cake? No. It's time for this.
But who could it be? Chomp country. No attacks. Oh.
Oh. Actual cake. Non-randomized cake. I'm sure it's fine.
Should I take the cake, Cass?
How spicy are you feeling tonight? Tabasco? Cholula? Gochujang? Sriracha? Bird's eye chili? Cake time. Oh no. Oh no, Goombella.
Tough luck. House is packed. Come on.
Oh my god. We poisoned Goombella.
Flying solo. How's he gonna survive? Arf, 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 arf. Sorry, I can't attack for 3 turns.
Oh jeez.
Up. Okay, cool.
Oh, defense boost. Curse knows what's up.
Curse knows what to do.
Alright, that's 3. He's not attacked.
Okay.
We did get beat up. Chomp country.
Right,
Man,
chomp.
they really worked you over, huh?
Well, I had to sit there and just kind of get punched for a few rounds.
Hmm.
And I didn't super guard all of them. If I had just been blocking, I would have been fine too. I'm trying to get better at super guarding.
You did okay. It's hard. I think it's like 3 frames or something.
A poisoned cake. Well, I had to have Goombella do it so this guy wouldn't die.
Oh, I thought the same blue turtle who ate the last cake did it.
Maybe. Or else you wouldn't die.
Yeah,
Okay.
there. We've kept you safe, bud.
This is all probably fine. The Coupinator.
The Coupinator.
No flower points. Okay. Now, if I used Flower Saver to make something not cost flower points, would that work? Or
I have no idea.
Is using 0 flower points still using flower points?
Yeah, does that count as like spending 0 on something, right?
The Razor Blade Brigadier. The Razor Bridge. We will see who is stronger. We saw this guy getting beat up by Rock Hawk at the beginning.
Yeah. The perennial underdog challenger.
Now, is that going to make
Don't
his
use
attacks...
any-
Is that going to make his attacks deal 1 less damage? Because that's what flower thing does for me, I think.
Oh, I thought that was a pity flower that he has on.
He might also have pity flower.
So we'll just see FP come out of him when we hit him. Don't... Okay.
Right, flower points. Okay,
Well, we have to do this fight again.
It's fine. Now, am I going to lose rank, actually?
Yeah, I think that
That's fine. No,
we're on the hook for Chomp Country.
No, it says rank remains number 2.
Oh. Huh.
Oh. No, this is fine. I want to get my tattles on them.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's all
Had to go back to get the tattles.
all up to plan.
Because we don't want stinky tattles from the trash.
I don't know if you can do that to Chomp Country, because one of the things you can do for the glitch pit is just do it over again.
That's true.
The stuff you get from the waste basket's usually like missable. Yucks and mini yucks might come back, but they might also be... Had to sneeze. They might also be, like, in the Pit of 100 trials. Yep. That's an old classic of mess up the stylish action just or the action command just to make it come out faster.
A classic.
That is a classic, right? Is it a classic? I don't know. I don't know if it's a classic or not.
I would put it in the Criterion Collection, I think. Put it on my shelf next to my anthology of English literature. Why not? Read it in between Moby Dick. Is it clear that I forgot what we were talking about?
It's fine. I don't remember either.
Alright, this time.
This time it will be different. Only my thing's going to be better this time. Because now it's gonna attack for 3 turns.
Oh, he's got Quake Hammer.
He's
learned.
I don't have a spike shield on, so I'm just gonna hammer him.
Holy crap. How has he figured out our techniques?
Okay.
Do you have spike shield on? Okay.
I don't have spike shield on. What is that? Oh, that's astronaut
food. That is space food.
It's space food. What the hell? I'm gonna practice that again. Okay. That first bonk comes out at like a weird time. I was not prepared for it.
I think it's because Goombella is like visibly shorter than Mario.
Fight money. Rank 1. email time. Is it Haydenator X or Mr. X? Ah, yes. We're gonna go remove the posters in the lobby. I remember this one. Yoshi time. I remember that being a thing they do in the speedrun, which is they have to memorize when it's faster to use Yoshi and when it's
Yeah,
when it's
yeah, because
faster
you have
not
to hop
to.
on and then hop off.
Yeah, and you have to switch to them. That's classic speedrunner garbage. In Ocarina of Time, it's when is it faster to roll or faster to side hop or back walk?
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's a short distance, you want to roll, but if it's longer, then rolling is faster or side hopping is faster, but only if you do it frames consistently over the whole thing. So back walking is just almost the same speed, only you don't have to be a huge asshole about it. Oh man, it was the last one. Ugh. Where does that key go? The one that says storage key on it. Huh, where do I use it? Have we talked to the bar lady yet? We've seen her. Is she there now? She is. This is where she's texting us from. Prince Mush.
Hmm.
Now, is it Prince
Oh,
Mush?
you should totally ask Goombella about this toad.
Is it Prince Mush, as in the word mush, the way it's spelled, or is it mush, as in like mushroom?
I always presumed it was Mushroom, but he could be Prince Smush.
I wonder what her name is. Enjoys her juice alone. Mysterious women. What is it that causes a woman to develop a mystery?
A murder?
That's number one way. Then she has to go see Archie Goodwin, and he'll spar with her. And then Nero Wolf will hire.
Yeah. Number two is a criminal past.
Criminal past.
Yeah, we'll hire
Now we like Nero Wolf.
Fred Durkin.
Yeah, Fred Durkin or Ori Cather.
Ray Cather.
And then if it's a really good mystery, you get Saul Panzer.
You get Saul Panzer. For a while, you get Johnny Keems.
He dies.
But he dies.
So does Bill Gore. I think Bill Gore dies.
I don't remember Bill Gore. Wow.
I went in a circle.
I was about to ask, is there any particular reason you're going there instead of opening the door?
Well, I got to go look at what the item was, and now it's feeling fine.
Okay.
Now we like Nero Wolf a lot, but most of the murder mysteries in Nero Wolf are early on. Nero makes a guess that is correct, and then off camera in the third act, hires Saul Panzer to solve the mystery.
There are a lot of those, and to be honest, most of the mystery parts of Nero Wolf are sort of fine, okay.
You're there.
Neat.
You're there for the rapport that the characters have.
You're there for the characters.
Specifically,
you start to feel like part of their little club.
Yeah, but specifically, Archie and Wolf. Now, I'm on record saying that characters are less important than plot, but I guess I'm wrong if I'm saying I like Nero Wolf. They're
Yeah,
dead.
I don't know that such a theory is extendable in all directions, right? Like, I think that characters are more important than plot in, like, video games. Like, you spend the most time with your characters in whatever video game you're doing. And you, like, your quest is largely self-determined and the pacing up to you. So plot beats are harder to time well. But character beats are comparatively easier to time well.
I'll have to meditate on that.
Hmm.
Because I don't know. Because to me, in video games, it's very important for your goals and motivation to be very, very clear. If you don't know why or what you're doing or why, it can be very frustrating.
It can be, or it can be that one Legend of Zelda game that I hate.
Majora's Mask?
No,
Link to the
I
Past?
don't actively hate that one. The one that everyone loves.
Link to the Past.
No,
Link's Awakening.
although I do hate that one and everyone loves it.
Link's
The
Awakening?
more recent one.
Oh, no, not Skyward. The Breath
Not
of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I hated that game.
Mm.
I had a pretty miserable time while I was doing it, largely because that game does not give a fuck about you.
No, I had fun with the game, but I did the same thing I do with all open world games, which is I played it a lot, didn't follow any of the plot like suggestions, went off in random directions, and then got bored and stopped playing.
But that's exactly my use case for that kind of game, right?
Mm.
One where there's basically no plot and you just do whatever.
You two wait here. What are we gonna do? We have to fight against the champ, Mario. Oh, the mushroom ladies emit mystery spores, and that's what makes them mysterious.
Yo, that would... that'd be a way to do it.
Life can exist in a form of active decay. There's only one champ, and it's me. He's just gonna start going nuts here in a while, after I go in the toilet. We all love Rock Hawk. I have used the music a lot. If you go to my YouTube channel, the first thing you'll see is Iron Tarkus fighting the Iron Golem to the Rock Hawk music.
My god. I can't believe you made that video for me. Oh, how I struggled with the Iron Golem.
Iron Golem has some very fun tricks he can pull against you. He can decide to kill your... He can just destroy your bloodstain permanently.
Yeah, like, to this day, he still occasionally decides to just gorilla slam us off the planet, right? Like,
if he throws you off the ledge and you land in a specific spot where you die from the fall, not from the... Oh, do I come in here, or do you... I thought you had to get to the toilet room.
well, there are more lockers to try.
Oh.
Why, that's a life-size poster of Princess Peach.
Yeah, we should have saved that.
I can't believe they reused that.
Well, that one was even bigger than the one that guy had. He lied about how life-size it was. Where the bookie lives. With no chair. Can I leave here? Shoot. Down we go.
Happy Smapril first. I am having a hard time parsing that one.
I don't know what it means, but I don't hate it. I like that these toilets have sinks on the cistern.
It's a one-stop shop.
Yeah. That's probably a thing that exists.
Oh, the calendar in the bookies room had a big one on it. Yeah, okay.
I accept that explanation.
Can we talk to the guy to get let back in?
Well, use the entrance on the other side, it says.
Yeah, I mean that was Rockhawk's entrance.
Wanted to enter from the same entrance as he did, though.
Sneaking up from the back.
Oh.
We're fighting for the hardcore title now. Come out here.
I forgot to put on...
Get on my level.
Supercharge. Oh well. Gonzalez!
I think I'm going to have him crash upon my ultra painful body at some point.
Here's a question I've been wondering. How do you win when you make the ultra pain body? Don't you die from the damage you're taking in return postageing?
Yes.
Oh, you just have to buy life shrooms, huh?
Yes, there's a second there's a second thing I went shopping for.
Ah, here it is. Let's destroy him. Arr. He's got a danger badge. I also sent that poisoned cake.
That's what happens when you mess with me. I cheat heavily.
Use a special move at least once. Don't know what a special move is, but you know what? I think this can be arranged. I don't remember how to do this minigame.
You move the cursor around and then press A on symbols. If I were designing this, I would make it a Yoshi's Cookie minigame.
Ooh.
It's like a little 3x3.
Now, is this a super move? He flaps, he flips, he flaps, he slaps. That's what the book says. 40. Defense. Yep. He's really good at aerial maneuvers. He's pretty meh, huh? He never fights above the board. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, like, something among powerlift, multi-bonk, and whatever nasty maneuver you're gonna do to him with Mario is definitely a special move.
I remember that move. Okay, so this is my turn to power bounce because my power lift will wear off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Rock Hawk is not that hard, sadly. The thing I just did, you can basically replicate it by the time you get here. You just use charge and multi-bounce. And that's frankly every boss here on out, actually.
Yeah. They even tried to make multi-bounce, like, not as good as it is with, like, capping the number of times you can actually jump and reducing the amount of damage that each successive hit deals, but it's still the best thing you can do.
Mm-hmm. We're the champion. The Great Gonzalez.
We did it. We became the champ.
What do you mean we? I did it.
You had a partner, dude.
Not that one fight. So I didn't have a partner for one fight, so the only continuous thing, the entire thing, was me.
Okay.
Yeah, we're only going to the champs room. That's the self-aggrandizing humor you wanted me to do, right?
It's a version of it. We're working on the humor part, but you know we can get there.
So self-deprecation is bad, but when you deprecate me, it's great, right?
I mean, obviously, come on.
Mr. Champion.
There's a level. There's an appropriate amount.
Oh, time to examine the thing. This is the classic. You do what you wanted to do, but it doesn't actually help you.
Mm.
Ah, conspicuous. In another video game, you would climb the vines.
Yeah, come to think, why are there vines just on the side of a cabinet?
And Gabilla just immediately says ghost. Like...
Yeah, so if we had talked to the bandit who was sneaking around everywhere, and he would be a self-avowed researcher of the mysteries of the Glitz Pit, and he would mention all these things, including the toilet that we took to the other room. So it's kind of like giving you a little primer for like what's going to happen.
Oh.
If you were Batman, you would have just cracked that one open already.
I know that's what you're supposed to do, is to go up there. Am I missing a step?
You were in the right spot. You have to go through that grate. You just have to use the hammer on it.
Oh, you have to use the hammer on it. Yeah, that makes sense. Does not make sense. The air duct.
Yeah, they wanted you to use the new move that you got in this chapter as like one last way to gatekeep you.
This old bod ain't never gonna get weak. The word bod shows up in this game a lot. Idiot.
They do have an entire chapter full of dudes like this.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Tighter in a peanut butter jar at a squirrel convention. Do squirrels like peanut butter? I mean, I'm sure that rats love it,
do.
So I'm sure squirrels love it too.
Yes, they do. I have created traps for squirrels and baited them with peanut butter.
So have I, actually.
Most small mammal creatures are attracted to peanut butter and will devour it.
Well, including me.
Wait, don't you just like bash that other grate? Or...
Oh, I thought I had to go in and around. Let's try bashing the other grate. Not you, Coops. You're never useful. I've had to make traps for squirrels in that situation because of... A squirrel does everything that a rat does, except worse.
Mm.
In Arkansas, my... gotta check the drawer. My house got infested by flying squirrels. They were very, very cute, and that made it harder to kill them. Because they were adorable. They were also incredibly soft. And they were ripping out my insulation and chewing up wires and getting into the food. They were doing everything a rat does, but worse. Except they were also cute and they could fly. And we have... Oh, Bubba's here. Great galloping gulpits!
Will slap me and call me sassafras.
After
I
that,
love
man,
it. He doesn't explain anything to us. He's like, wait, shit, the jig is up.
Yeah, fuck,
I
run
gotta
away.
book it.
What is that? It's purple.
Hmm?
Behind the bush.
That might be return postage.
Do I have return
I think
postage?
it is return postage. Or it could be Quake Hammer. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Unsimplifier. Quack hammer. That's a different thing. That's the debug
I hope
badge.
the auto button press. I like how this guy just keeps letting us in.
Money, money. What is
Egg?
that? Fried egg,
It's
probably.
either an egg or a boo sheet, I think.
Yeah, it's probably fried egg.
It's not a hot dog. I don't know.
Like flour
That
saver.
could be like a couple of them. Oh, there's an item in the other drawer of the desk. Oh, it's definitely a hot dog. Oh, it's not. Darn.
I might leave this item and fish for star pieces or shine sprite or
Yeah, like,
hot dog off screen.
to be honest, there's kind of better ways to go fishing for things, right?
Yeah. It's like,
but it is cute to like keep re-rolling. Like, what if it's space jump?
I need 7. Do I have anything more equitable than? Sure, shroom. I'll eat some cake. Here, Goombella, you remember the poison cake? I'm gonna eat this non-poison cake in front of you. Here's the actual final boss.
Yep,
This guy.
it's true. Rockhawk was the fake out the whole time.
And he's also got wild music. A little old dirt nap. On your
Whoa!
he goes around you.
Round the world surprise.
Is the exclamation point supposed to do that, or are we just having extra fun?
I don't think I've ever seen it do that.
Me either. Slurp. Because it keeps my bod forever young. Muscle up. There he is.
That's right, Macho Grubba.
He got huge. Sick gains, bro. He's got a tasty tonic. I'm a powerhouse. Be rough, tough, and ultra buff. Can't flee from this fight. I'm going to do a power lift.
See, he's a genetic freak. Normal people, you got a 50% chance to win it. This is kind of funny because ordinarily this is the ability that you get from the star.
Yeah,
Kind
you
of like parallel what he did.
ever using his powers against him. Get the Tadlin on the Macho Grubba. Souped up on Crystal Star power. He's teaching you how to play the game, actually. Voguing. I'm gonna power lift again. Does it stack?
I have no idea.
getting good rolls on this one, at least. Jesus Christ. That was a good roll. Well. That was half his health.
I believe it stacks.
Attack is boosted. Anyways.
Oh man, just barely didn't take him out.
I'm gonna try to mini Mr. Mini him. Yeah, now he's normal.
Regular-sized Grubba. Oh my god.
And this text box is still way up there. Rump kicking moves. They had to make some illegal.
He's got the stage voice.
Oh, he becomes slightly bigger.
Grew to slightly larger than normal-sized Grubba.
I tried to perfect guard it. What should I kill him with?
Ooh, Super Hammer. Knock his block off.
Woo!
Around the world. Oh, he's huge.
These star points are starting to come back. My perfect bod. Now, what they don't explain is how he got this science machine. Whoa! That foul grubba. That's a foul grubba. It's a fine note. Yep, Shadow brother. Yep, Prince Mush. Yep, went missing. Inconsolable. Foul play. She planned the deep revenge. Which is the best kind. The more long and drawn out and elaborate your revenge is, the better it is, right?
Yes, but it would still be a little bit better to have Zeus hit them with lightning bolts. That's the best revenge.
Can you have that long and delayed and, like, complicated?
I think it's possible, but you'd have to play Zeus pretty hard, because he kind of, you know, he's not a planner.
And you have to somehow, at the end of it, get conflicted feelings because you're killing a guy. You have to kill a guy who's like your son, but you have to kill him because he's your opponent's son, with the lightning.
Yes.
That's the oldest style of revenge, though, is killing their son. That's a classic. It's right down there with throwing a rock at him.
Classic. It's right up there on my bookshelf next to the
no, that one.
That
That one literally is, though, Kaz. You go up to your bookshelf and you'll find lots of sun killing.
Okay. I mean, there's a Bible on there, so yes.
If you go up there and you go to an art museum, you go to the Louvre and you go and you see the Louvre.
The Louvre.
The Louvre.
Go to the Louvre.
The Louvre. You go to the Louvre.
Louvre. Yeah, you go to the Louvre.
You go to the Louvre and you see Ilya Replin's painting of like Ivan the Terrible mourning his son. He killed his own son. He got revenge on himself at the Louvre. I know it's the Louvre, but why does it have an R? I've said this stream my contempt for the French.
Well, the reason that is funny to me is not because of the particular mispronunciation, but because of the ordinary usage of the word "lerve" that I have in my body, which is
but you also like making fun of me for saying
jonesing on someone that they have no business jonesing on. They are in lerve, you know.
But you also like to laugh at when I say things wrong. That's true.
I do. That is accurate. I can't help myself. I try I try my best to not.
Now we have fun here. It's fine. I know that I'm a clown.
I suspect you're growing ever closer to vampire by the day, though.
Mush. I don't think you ever fight him in the refights. You should fight him at the end, but I don't think you do.
No, I think you do.
Oh, you do. Right, you do. And he's like the monk from the first game.
Yeah, yeah. Who also teaches you how to properly fight.
He also teaches you to fight. Oh, we're making content here. We're bickering. We're making fun of me.
We do that
it's
every now and
everything we
again.
love to do.
I think we've basically been podcasting it up, including the cats at each other. Yeah. Stop that, you guys. There was a time an hour ago I asked for a layup and you gave me a one-word response and I had to spin it out a little.
That is one of my favorite gags to do, though. I love a good softball, but I also love serving up a slider. You know.
I like having just the right amount of dead air. I know that they say it's like death of a broadcast is having dead air.
Dead air is. Here's the thing about dead air. You don't want too much of it, but you can't be afraid of it. You gotta let it.
Yes. Yeah.
It'll happen, and it'll give your
it's
stuff
like
time
being
to breathe.
afraid of eating anything that's fermented. Like, the fermentation process takes many forms and can result in many flavors. And if you try to avoid it completely, you're going to be eating just the blandest, most boring food that ever existed.
You should have a little pickle.
Just pickle it a little. Did I tell you about the pickled potatoes that I made?
You didn't? I'm curious about them texturally. Potatoes are quite firm.
Yeah, the texture did not greatly change. And in fact, I think the only thing I really accomplished with this 6-month endeavor was to preserve them, really.
Yeah, that's what pickling does. Okay, what kind of fermented soybeans? We talking natto, or are we talking shit, what's it called? The bean paste.
Okay, we are talking about natto, so you don't have to remember the other thing.
No, what is the other thing though?
Tofu is fermented soy too, right?
It's where soy sauce comes from. It's a byproduct from making.
Oh yeah, the thing you get left behind by the natto.
Oh no, natto is like gooey, slimy beans.
Oh, miso is what you're thinking of.
Miso is what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Natto is something else, but it's also fermented soybeans. But they're slimy.
I can highly recommend miso.
Yeah, miso great.
Is just great.
Miso is very good. And it's...
Oh, I still haven't cracked open my black garlic from May of last year.
Well, it's been about the right amount of time.
Yeah.
You can...
I wrote the date on it and everything.
At this point...
Although I should probably add the year to it.
Yeah. At this point, it's probably dry and hard, which is actually fine. You powder it before you use it.
Yeah, that would be good. Like the black garlic that I've had...
It's really soft and
like
mushy.
This gelatinous paste, almost.
Yeah.
It's very squishy.
The dry stuff is used differently, but has the same kind of flavors.
Okay, so hold on. Her toilet did not have the sink on the bowl of the toilet.
That's because this bathroom is huge. Look how big this bathroom is. This is like...
It's pretty expansive.
This is like a 20
That's
by
like the,
20 bathroom.
What do you call it? The master bathroom. Wait, no, master bathroom means something else.
1, 2, 3. So 3.5. It's 3.5 peach
Oh,
lanes.
also I shouldn't call things
1, 2,
master bedroom
3,
anymore,
4,
because that was based on like plantations and
6, 7,
evokes master-slave relationships.
So 10.
I forget what the new terminology is.
So 3.5.
Just like
If
main bedroom.
if 5.5 equals 3.5, that's
The boss bathroom. It does look like a room that has been repurposed to have the shower and everything in it.
Do you just run plumbing to a room to repurpose? That's hard. I guess it's run up the walls and the. Or no,
I mean, they do have pipes all over the place.
Oh,
Maybe that's easier for X-Nauts than for normal folk.
maybe it is. You always call me without warning, tech.
I don't know if it's necessarily a toilet with a threatening aura, but it's in a very huge empty room.
Disguised. You imagine correctly.
Imagine you won't take no for an hit. You imagined correctly.
What the world? Such a weird computer. How many computers has Princess Peach ever used?
She has a passing familiarity with what email is, so I'm going to guess at least one. But, you know, she's an inbred royal, so
That means
she probably had to be instructed.
Peach is probably much less capable than Barbie for their similarities. Because Barbie's a programmer.
It's true.
And also, like, a princess and a horse rider, an equestrian.
I think she's a mermaid sometimes, too.
But has she ever killed?
But yeah, what do we know about Peach? Like, she's sporty, you know?
She is sporty.
Like
She's
tennis and golf.
She may or may not be experienced in statecraft. She tends to delegate, it seems, which I guess that is a...
That aspect of her character comes across a little better in Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
She spends most of that game screaming in fake curse languages. That turns out to be fake.
Yes.
That game...
It was a ruse!
That game... The thing is, in those games that aren't, like, playing it are pretty fucking garbage. Like, I like Prince Peasley a lot, but all the other happenings in that game are just voluminous garbage.
It's a little too twee for my liking, yeah.
Oh, you're on your break? Oh, okay, cool. I like Mario or Luigi, but it's too long and it wastes your time. And you're never quite done with the tutorial.
It's chatty in the worst ways. What I felt from it foremost as a sense of alienation was a lack of respite.
Yeah, you're constantly doing something new and constantly
you're always pushing forward. You're always going to the next place. You never go back to like a safe haven. You never just sit and hang out. You're constantly just stressed and lost. And it leads to a buildup of tension without sufficient release in terms of a combination of storytelling and mechanics that video games are, and it feels impossible to perform. Mario and Waluigi Supervillain Saga? I feel like that would have to be the Nintendo flavor of... what do you call it? That one game that they keep remaking, but they stopped at 5 for some reason? It's like Fast and Furious, but only crimes.
Grand Theft Auto?
Grand Theft Auto. It would be the Nintendo Grand Theft Auto, which, now that I've said it out loud, is inevitably going to exist. They made Nintendo Muso. They've made Nintendo RPGs.
They made the open. Well, they've made an open world game when they made Breath of the Wild, which was probably as close.
They made Nintendo Skyrim. So
They made.
Sooner or later, there's going to be a Nintendo MMO, and it's going to be complete dog shit.
I think actually Breath of the Wild was closer to Grand Theft Auto than it was to Skyrim. I think.
Truly.
Yeah.
I guess you do like steal horses in Breath of the Wild.
Well, the main thing about Grand Theft Auto is like going places and doing shit there, and Skyrim is about getting treasures.
I feel like the similarities need to be extended past the mechanical, right? Like
the actual
Skyrim and Breath of the Wild are similar in like fantasy theming and like wilderness having, right? Like there's a wilderness, and like surviving in the wilderness is also part of Breath of the Wild. I don't know how much without survivalism is Skyrim.
That's not really much at all. The open world
like,
game.
Imagine a Nintendo urban environment, like a Splatoon done up that way or something.
Yeah. Really, the game that Breath of the Wild is the most similar to is Assassin's Creed. Who could this be? Save yourself.
I'm just seeing a butt. That's just a butt.
Are you saying
that
Bowser?
Butt.
You say Bowser has a butt for a nose?
I mean, a little bit.
He's got a butt for a chin.
I guess we should just call him Bowser Buttface from now on.
No, don't be mean to Bowser.
But yeah. Like Mario Kart flavored Grand Theft Auto. I think it would be like very fun in concept, which is why I'm brilliant and smart for coming up with it, but horrendously bad in execution. I don't trust anyone to create that.
Begone!
But that would be what I would do with a Wario and Waluigi supervillain saga. That's what I do it as.
I would make the game.
You probably won't put that idea though into the hands of one Dan Teasdale. He's been trying to make the Waluigi game for years.
Now
and by trying to make, I mean he regularly petitions Nintendo to allow him to do it.
Now here's who we give to make the Wario and Waluigi supervillain saga. David Cage.
Nope. Now, done up in the style of the Quantic Dream studio, perhaps. However, thanks to David Cage being a colossal piece of shit and Quantic Dream the studio, like laying off all of its employees for no reason.
No, you see, we're going to make David Cage do it in penance. He doesn't get paid. He doesn't get to put his name on it. He has to give his blood to it. But he gets to do whatever.
Like as an alternative to carceral punishment, we have this
forced labor. Yes. You're sentenced.
Well, when you say it that way, it's not. That doesn't sound so good.
David Cage, you are sentenced to 1 game hard labor. You must make one AAA video game.
That does sound more like restorative justice to me, though.
Well, it's ironic justice, is what it is.
Yeah.
Which means we finally get to see the game where Wario pisses. Although finally. I don't think that anybody pisses in Detroit Beyond Human, though, but that's because they're all androids. Does somebody piss? My memories of that game have faded.
I have perceived all of that video game,
so
and I'm pretty sure someone does piss. I can't remember where it would have happened.
See, I've perceived all of it, and I can't recall where the piss happened either. And that makes me think it didn't happen.
It must have happened.
I think he didn't put it in the game because he kept getting made fun of for it. Remember the part in Heavy Rain where you can, at the beginning of the game, just start juggling?
Yep.
And how deranged that was?
Yep. I thought the part of the early game where you can just beat up your kid at sword fighting and like play sword fighting.
You just completely annihilate him.
Like The framing there is supposed to be, hey, maybe you don't always have to do all of these like prompts that we put in front of you, but that wasn't reinforced sufficient to the player to actually be a thing. So most people just fucking raw dog that kid at toy stores.
No, wait, no. The bad dad might go to the bathroom, but you don't control him. He's like, you're running away from him as a child, right? Or as the caretaker.
I don't remember that.
Like the shitty dad who's like abusive to the little girl, even though you later find out that he has like a good reason to be shitty, and that the girl isn't real, she's a robot. Spoilers! He bought a fake daughter and then was mean to it. So he wasn't actually that bad of a person, although if robots are people, then he was also bad. They don't do any of the things that you would do with robots in that game. It's just piss. That game sucks. And on that bombshell...
It's just a dumb gotcha.
It's just a dumb gotcha. And on that bombshell... Remember in Detroit when the one robot finding out that he's a person... he visualizes it as an angry man punching through a cyber wall.
Oh yes, in his mind palace.
In his mind palace. Good night, everybody.